Okay, Chris Nee with 247.
Hey, Johnny, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I want to know what went into the decision to hit the portal, and obviously it was a pretty quick decision for you once you did to end up at Florida State. What also went into that part?
Ultimately, I just wanted to go somewhere where I feel like I could be used a little bit better. I wanted to go somewhere where, everyone was really focused on production as well, getting players better, development. And Florida State, once I reached out to them after I hit the portal, I had a long talk with Coach Norvell about what I could be, what I could do here. And that was the main reason, why I chose here as well after hitting the portal.
Ira Chaffel with Warchant.
Hey, Johnny, nice to meet you. How important was Micah to the process in your relationship with him?
Micah, I've known Micah since middle school. That's been my dog for a long time. So we've always stayed in communication, ever since he left for college, back in high school. He really kind of like chopped it up with me a little bit after I hit the portal, and he was trying to tell me about all the great things that Florida State had to offer, and I should just maybe look into it. And then I was like, okay. So then I followed Coach Norvell on Twitter, and then I reached out to him.
Brendan Zanone, 247.
Hey Johnny, welcome to Tallahassee. You mentioned the conversation with Coach Norvell after entering the transfer portal. I guess what stood out about that conversation, or what really sold you on? Obviously, you ended up at FSU. What sold you on Coach Norvell and coming here?
Ultimately, just hearing him talk about how he could help develop me as a receiver, ultimately, and maximize my skill set in the offense that he would like to run. And he also, he made a promise to me. He said, "I'm not going to let you be an average receiver. I'm not going to let you be a bad receiver." He's like, "I'm going to force you to be great." And that really stood out to me. I like that. I want to be pushed. I motivate myself, but as I'd like to have it, from the people around me. So, yeah.
Matt Marshall with Orlando Sentinel.
Johnny, you talked about jumping in the portal. What was that experience like? It's been different for a lot of different guys, but what was it like for you? And kind of talk us through what some of the things you learned for the first couple of days of it.
So as soon as I jumped in the portal, I tried to reach out to a couple of schools. A couple of schools reached out to me, and it wasn't like anything like high school, I would say, where like you had like schools just reaching out like left and right. It was kind of like, this is happening fast. I'm not going to get all the schools in the world, all the schools that, I wanted to go to, that I thought about going to at least. I just saw, the opportunity here at Florida State after reaching out to Coach Norvell. And, that's why I decided to make the decision quick. It was like, I had a great opportunity here, a great chance to show what I can do and prove that I could be a great receiver. So,
Matt Baker, Tampa Bay Times.
Hey, John, you said a couple different times you were kind of looking and focused on development as you chose your next spot. How was that different than kind of what you were looking for when you were coming out of high school through the recruiting process about where you would ultimately sign?
Coming out of high school, development was always like a big thing for me. I just knew there was always room for improvement in any area that I could improve in. And I just want to keep getting better. That's it, honestly. Yeah.
Ira.
As a bigger receiver, is it sometimes more challenging to do some of the things that smaller receivers can do? Obviously you have a great advantage in the red zone and things like that, but do you have to work at some of the things that maybe come easier to maybe some smaller receivers?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of things that, smaller receivers could do a lot easier than I would be able to, but that's why I take so much pride in working on that stuff, as well as, the things that I'm supposed to be, good at. But as a receiver, you want to be good at all those things all around. That makes you a great receiver if you could do everything that anybody else could do. And me being as tall as I am, as big as I am, if I could, perfect the other things that smaller receivers could do, that could just only make me better.
Brendan?
Kind of following up on that, Johnny, you've mentioned a couple times now that development is important for you. What are aspects? So, two-part question. One was, what are aspects of your game that you want to develop on and focus on building here? And then two, what are surefire strengths, things that you're bringing to the program right away that you'll be good at?
Well, just off the bat, I bring size, I bring physicality, I bring effort. I'm always going to play till the whistle, to the end of the game, fourth quarter. I'm a hard worker, and ultimately, I just want to focus on getting stronger, getting faster while I'm here. Since I've been here, it's been like 3 weeks. I've already felt myself getting stronger, getting faster. The strength program that they have here is great. Honestly, I haven't had work like this, training like this in a really long time. I don't think ever. So it has been very beneficial for the short amount of time that I've been here already. So,
Matt Marshall?
Johnny, I'm sure, like a lot of guys, you probably did your homework on Florida State. And Mike Norvell, what did you see about his development of receivers? What stood out to you maybe about what some of the guys in the past that he's had that maybe kind of attracted you to the job, to coming here?
I know. I remember when Coach Norvell, he used to coach at ASU, and he was coaching a receiver, Jalen Strong, that I used to watch a lot, and he was a bigger receiver. He was, always making those big time plays, contested catches and everything. So that's kind of what started it. And I just, I used to play the game. I used to watch a lot of college football, back at that time too. So I knew Coach Norvell was calling the plays. I was like, man, like that was forever. Like I was like, that was a great offense. And he went to Memphis too. And when I saw how, Anthony Miller was developing and, putting numbers up, and I was like, wow, like, I could see myself being in an offense like that. So when he reached back to me, and, we got to talking, for like 2-3 hours on the phone, I got to really hear, what I could do in this offense too. So it made me excited.
Carter Carroll's Tallahassee Democrat.
Hey, Johnny, I guess at your size, 6'7", 230, how would you like to see yourself be used in an offense? And in what kind of ways do you think you can be sort of that versatile threat, maybe lining up at tight end or outside or whatever it might be? How do you feel like you can maybe contribute in a versatile kind of way?
I see myself as a versatile receiver. I could play on the inside, I could play slot, I could play outside receiver. I do whatever the team, needed me to do ultimately to win, because that's what I want to do. I want to win, So really, I can see myself doing it all, honestly.
Ira?
Man, there's some video clips of you out there on social media blocking. Do you enjoy that as much as you do maybe catching a pass sometimes?
Playing receiver, obviously you're going to want the ball, you want to catch passes. But if you love the game, I mean, you're going to play hard. You're going to give 100% effort every play, no matter pass or run. So there's always an area you could, develop in. And I think, honestly, it's just like how much passion and love you have for the game. Like, you don't get as many touches or whatever, but if you're willing to block for your running back so he could break open for a 70-yard touchdown, that goes a long way as well. You want to win the game at the end of the day. So,
Brendan?
Following up on that, do you have a favorite block that you've had in college, a specific one that stands out to you?
Probably my first game, my sophomore year. We were playing Southern Utah at home at ASU, and it was like first drive of the game. Like, we had fans, and this is my first game with fans in the stadium. I was pumped up. I actually got called. They called a flag on it, but it wasn't a flag. I just bull rushed him, pancaked him, put him on his back, and like he kind of like kneed me in my stomach, but it's okay. He was on his back. did my job.
Aslan with Warchant.
Johnny, just, obviously we keep talking about your size, and that was something that I'm sure made Arizona State fans in the program, they're really excited to have you. I mean, how would you, since you were so highly sought after coming out of high school, I'm sure they had high expectations for you right out the gate. How would you sort of grade those 2 years you played in Tempe, and what do you think will be different here in Tallahassee for you being able to maybe blossom?
So yeah, our freshman year, my freshman year, we only had a 4-game season. And I felt like there wasn't really much, I could do. I could be able to show what I can do in those 4 games. And the second year as well, I only got to play in the first 4 or 5 games. I missed the rest of the season due to injury. And I just come here, and I want to, just play the full season and do what I can to help this team win games. And, I want to go to playoffs. I want to go win a natty. That's what I'm trying to do. So, coming here, I already know if I can show what I can do, if I could get myself out there on the field, and I just get the opportunity, I feel like I could do some great things here and help this team win.
Kurt.
Being one of 4 transfer wide receivers seems like a pretty unique situation, kind of flipping that much of the wide receiver room in one offseason. I guess, how much have y'all, the 4 new guys, helped each other and getting acclimated? And I guess, what are your impressions of the wide receiver room from strength and conditioning stuff, from the player run practices so far?
We're going to be a great group. I think we're going to be a strong group. The dudes are very committed to learning the offense, working together, pushing each other in workouts every day. We're meeting up, just us, going over plays and stuff outside the stuff that we're doing here at the facility already. So, we're coming along pretty well, and I think the group's going to be very strong. I think we have the potential to do some great things as a receiver room this year. So,
Brendan.
When you're getting work with other players, imagine the quarterbacks are involved as well. What are your general impressions of Jordan Travis and getting to know him in the last couple of weeks?
So when I first got here, Jordan was kind of like one of the first people to kind of take me in and show me around. And I really got to know him, and, being out there doing these player ran practices and stuff, I got to see a little bit of, where his mind was at when, calling plays and stuff, and what he's looking for in certain plays. And I think his intelligence of the game, his intelligence of the offense, he knows what he wants. He knows where things people should be at. And hearing that, that really got me excited. Being with somebody that, also wants to learn, wants to get better. So.
Ira.
And you mentioned the injury, I guess it was a hamstring you had. How frustrating was that? And I know those can lag and just kind of nag you for a while. Have you ever had anything like that before, and how healthy are you now?
Now I'm fully recovered. I'm healthy. But it was definitely frustrating. I never had an injury, a muscle injury, I would say. I never pulled a muscle and strained it, anything. I've never done anything like that before. So it was definitely frustrating, because there were times where, I thought I was good to go, and I felt kind of, on the border, and I tried to push it, and it just set me back a little bit more. And it definitely was frustrating, but I'm glad I'm recovered, and, I'm able to go full go.
Aslan for the last question.
Thank you, Stephen. John, you mentioned the strength program and how kind of impressive it's been for you, kind of eye-opening. It's one of those Captain Obvious things, but I guess what kind of confidence does that give you as a football player going through these workouts and what it's done to your body? I mean, can you kind of share what you feel you've kind of gained so far from that?
I've the first week here, it was like a shock to my body almost. I feel like I've never lifted like that before, like how they lift here. I never ran how I ran here when I got here. It was just like a big shock. And then after kind of like the first week of going through it, the second week I came back, and I didn't expect myself to do as good as I was doing in the weight room. And I was pushing my weight. I was going up. You know, I saw a great improvement in just like the first week of me being there, and then going on to the second and then the third. And Coach Storms does a great job, you know, of getting his guys strong, getting his guys healthy. And yeah, I've seen great improvement already, and I'm excited to see where this lands me.
Okay, thanks, Johnny.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.